it's Luann Pygott. Welcome to my kitchen. Yep, we're in my kitchen. This is a different part of my kitchen. I'm going to do a fun fall craft today. I thought it would be something fun to do. I just got back from my oil change. Yay, so exciting. Found out I need new front brakes too. I knew that though. Yay, good to go back, spend more money. So today let's have some relaxing fun and do a craft and not think about the chaos of our world right now. Let's think about a fall craft. So I am going to show you this. I did not make this up. I watched another woman. She does all kind of crafts. I mean, she's like a crafting fiend. This woman, it's like Olivia's Romantic Home. If you want to look it up, it's really fun to watch her. And what I like best about her is she uses almost all of her supplies come from the Dollar Tree. They come from the Dollar Tree, and she takes things that she gets there for $1, and she repurposes them, and she makes them look real glamorous and expensive and everything. And it's just stuff from the Dollar Tree. So this is one that I saw her do. Although I'm not going to do the exact same thing she did, but I'm doing I got the idea from her. So I'm going to do something with something I found at the Dollar Tree and kind of make it my own. I'm going to show you that. So let me flip this around. Okay, here's what I have. Now, this is something I bought from the Dollar Tree. This little jack-o'-lantern stacked thing. Yep, $1 from the Dollar Tree. See, it has a little hanging ribbon up here, and I had this hanging up. But then, you know, after Halloween's over, you're pretty much done with it. So this was her idea, and this is what I'm going to do. Although, like I said, I'm going to do it a little different than what she said. But the thing is it's wood. It's a pressed board wood, but it's a nice, sturdy hanger. And after you're done with it, it's nice to like get some more life out of it. So if you turn it over, you see it's completely blank. So she says, all right, you have this nice palette here. You can put whatever you want on here. Now, her idea was you could make this into a snowman for Christmas. Now, wouldn't that be cute? So you would just paint it white, paint the snowman face, and give it the black snowman hat, even though it's a little different shape, but you could still make that into a snowman. But I decided I want to make this into, and she may have done this too, actually. I'm going to take it and make it into, instead of jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, I'm going to make the back pumpkins for Thanksgiving and give it a scarecrow hat, which I thought would be kind of cute. So I'm going to use this $1 from the Dollar Tree piece, nice firm thing to paint on, and I'm going to try to make it where you can see more of it, but that's not working out too well. Well, you can see most of it. And I've got these paints. Now, these I just got at Walmart. They are called Apple Barrel. Apple Barrel paints. These are the matte paints. They are like 50 cents. That's all. They're 50 cents. So I got this orange. It is ironically called Jack-o'-lantern orange. It's a really bright orange, and I don't really want it this bright. To me, it should be called traffic cone orange. That's a bright orange. And then we have, now I just chose my colors. This is a brown called Brown Oxide. Now they have satins, they have glosses, they have all kinds of things, but I'm just using matte because that's what's on the other side. This one is called King's Gold. So this is like a real warm, darker looking yellow. It's not a bright yellow. And then I'm also going to use this color here called Barn Red. And it's a real dark, well, it's a real dark brick red. So I'm going to use those. I'm going to try to see if this is enough colors to do what I want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to make this orange a darker, deeper orange like that is, because it's a lot brighter than that. So I'm going to pour like a couple of pours of orange onto, this is just a pie plate, like, a couple teaspoons of that or something. Pour that on there. I'm going to mix my own color. I could not find an orange, the color I wanted, or I would just bought it because they are a little, out of some colors. So this is called Make Your Own. So I'm going to pour a little of this brown oxide. Come on, pour. This one's a little thicker. I'm just going to put a little bit in there and let's see what we get. Now I'm going to use, I'm just going to mix it with a brush. This is just, I got these brushes at Walmart. I've got this brush to use too, got it at Walmart. I think you can probably get these at the Dollar Tree too, but I was at Walmart to get these paints, so I got the brushes there. So let's mix this up and see what we get. I say I kind of want it a darker orange than this bright orange. It's like dropping chocolate into your paint. And I'm going to keep mixing here till I have no idea if this is the right amount of paint or not. But I'm trying it. So again, what I'm doing is I'm repurposing the back side of this decoration I had for Halloween. And I'm going to paint it like pumpkins for Thanksgiving instead of jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. And give it a scarecrow hat instead of a witch's hat. And I'm just making my orange a darker orange because I don't want it traffic cone orange, which is what color it is. And they did not have a darker one in the store. They kind of had a limited supply of matte paints. So this is called Make Your Own. It's more fun this way though. So I'm just stirring this up to get the darker, kind of more muted orange. That's not bad. This doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so then I'm going to take, probably going to leave it like that right there. My orange. Then I'm just going to put that paintbrush over there. And then I'm going to take this bigger paintbrush and I'm going to paint this onto my little display here. I may have to do a couple of coats of this. I don't know. Probably. Now the woman who does this, she normally paints her stuff with this chalk white paint and like as a base coat and then paints this on top, and I didn't do that, so. Oh well. I'm doing it this way. So let's paint this. I'm going to try to go across here where the hat would be. Kind of give myself a line there. And this is not, it doesn't have a lot of colors, what I'm doing, or a lot of details. It has very minimal details. So even if you aren't normally real artistic, this is pretty simple. I don't know if they even still have these at the Dollar Tree because it's Halloween. But they might. They might still have them in the... They had a few stuff at the one that's near me left from the fall decorations. And this is just fun, so you only have to buy like the one thing and use it for 2 seasons. So now I don't have to like put it away already. I get to use it for Thanksgiving too. I like the ones that are just pumpkins because you can use it both October and November. But then I do like jack-o'-lanterns because it really goes with October. This thing is sliding off my counter here. There we go. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. How long it takes to dry, because I do want to do another coat on there. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do, because I'm going to make the hat. I'm going to make it like this. I printed this page. See this little guy's hat, like the straw hat for the scarecrow? I'm going to try to make it kind of look like that, if I can. So I'm going to do some yellow paint. So let's take a brush. This one will work here, I think. And I'm going to start, well, I want a bigger brush, actually. Let's do the bigger brush, because I'm doing a bigger space here. And let's put me some yellow down. It's easier to do that. So I'm going to get it here, and then I'm going to draw on here. I'm going to look to where the band is on the hat that is over here, so I can sort of get my starting and ending spots. It's going to help me draw a straighter line. So I'm just marking. Let's see where I get where you can see it. I'm marking here and here where the band is. It's hard to do that on camera. Okay, now let me mark the bottom part. It goes like there. And the other side, okay, there. The other side is here. Okay, so there we go. So now I've put me 4 little marks across there. I didn't get lighting. I should have got better lighting. So it gives me a starting spot to draw my band. And the thing about it is, since it's a scarecrow hat, it can be kind of messy. That's what I like about it. So if it's kind of messy, it doesn't matter because it's a scarecrow. It wouldn't be super neat. There. But if you happen to get it super neat, well, that's okay too. So then let's paint this part, this golden yellow. Can you see what I'm doing? Sort of. Okay. So we'll get that part going. I see why she does the white base coat though. Gives you a white background to start with. But I didn't do that this time. That's okay. Now this ribbon is going to sort of be in my way. So I'm going to pull it up and see if I can keep it out of my way. I don't really trying not to paint the ribbon much. I'm trying to just paint under it. I like to do crafts, and I really haven't done crafts. I haven't done them really recently. But if you're just buying something from the Dollar Tree, I think that's pretty doable to repurpose. And then the paints, you know, you'll have the paints for a while. You can reuse them for other things. It's fun to watch somebody paint too. Can be relaxing, just what we need right now. Something relaxing and calming. At least that sounds good to me. Okay, so let's paint. We'll go all the way here. And I'm not trying to do a real straight line necessarily, because it would be kind of a beat up old hat, you know, that they put on a scarecrow hat. There we go. Not bad. Okay, so there's the beginning of the hat. Now let's see if I can turn this around. How the paint is. Paint's a little tacky, that's good. Getting dry. I need a napkin here. Hold on. Get a paper towel. Okay, so then I think I might go ahead. I don't want to paint the band yet because it's going to be dark and I don't want to mix that. I don't want to get it mixed in the yellow yet. So let's go back with our paint. Paint some more on here. Yep, he needs another coat. That's all he needs. Let's start with the bottom one, I think. That's much, much better. Look at there. Let's paint us a nice another coat on here. This just makes it fun though, because then it's like yours. And you can make it your own design. Now she showed one, the woman that I'm watching on Facebook do this. She showed one where she did a, like a stacked pumpkins in like different colors, like these real pale, milky looking blues and greens and stuff. But she was doing a color theme in that whole theme. And she was putting it with other things that were those colors. So it was, she didn't do the traditional, you know, orange like this. But that's good if you are making a whole thing that's that color. Now the brush strokes that are going to be down here will kind of give the idea of it being like the round pumpkin at the bottom. It's kind of interesting. So it's kind of working pretty well for me to have where it's, if you start at the bottom one and then do the next one. And let's see if we can do this one. Kind of doing the outside. And the inside. Now if you wanted to do this in like light and dark faded colors, you could sure do that. You know, where it's like a mottled color. I'm kind of trying to keep it the same as what it is on the other side here. For my look this time. Plus I'm not like a pro at this. I'm just playing. Just having fun. Say I haven't done a craft in a long time. I'm kind of trying to make it a curled look down here because that's what the pumpkin would look like. And if it does have some streaks in it or whatever, it's just kind of more of a rustic look. That's okay. Try to get this smooth. And the strokes in it, I think it does, it makes it look more like a natural pumpkin. If you kind of keep them going the right direction. Oh, look, isn't he cute? Okay, so now, let's see if I can turn this around again to get my hat down at this end again. While that dries a little, I should have a fan on in here. Here's a little fan. I wonder if I can dry it faster. Let's see. I do have a little tabletop fan. It's dusty. Might blow dust all over it. I haven't used it in so long. Let's turn it on, see what happens. Away from the paint so I don't blow dust on it. There we go. Got my little, I don't know if you can see the fan here. There's my little fan. It's cute. Okay, so now let's move that a little bit. There we go. Now let's do some more on my yellow here. So I kind of did like a wash coat on the bottom at first. I may have to let this dry though before I do the other parts. But we'll see. See how long it takes to dry with the fan. I mean, I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch paint dry. It would be very exciting. Okay, y'all, we're watching it dry. Painting all of this. This yellow, I really like this yellow color. It's really good to straw hat color. Kind of a banana yellow. It's called King's Gold. From this brand. This is the Walmart paint. Apple Barrel. It's pretty good paint. Works great. It's always fun to do a craft. Especially something that's kind of pre-made for you. You just have to paint it. You know, they have some that you can buy too that are just completely blank. And you can just start fresh. That's what I did. Well, let me finish painting this. I'll show it to you. We did a craft at church. It was so much fun. For fall, it was back in October. I'm purposely putting little swoops down at the bottom of this hat to make it look a little like scalloped. Kind of cute. But we did this craft at church. It was so much fun to do. And I'm like, oh, we should do this more often. I'm like, well, I can just do it more often myself. Sure can. There we go. Now it's a little heavy on paint here, so I'm going to pull some of it off. Trying to keep my strokes kind of going in a direction that makes sense for a straw hat. I've started with up and down. I'm going to try to keep up and down here. There. Maybe the ones over here can go sideways a little. Okay. So there's my little hat. We're going to let that dry. So I think I am going to do this band now. That's what I'm going to do, this barn red. I know I'm not in the camera at all. I cannot see what I'm doing. Barn red. Okay, so let's see, how's it drying? Oh, it's doing pretty well with that fan. Ooh, it's kind of neat looking. Okay, so now, let me get another brush here. I just got a packet of like assorted brushes from Walmart. I don't want to come out of the pack. Okay, so let's just use that little brush. And I'm not even gonna pour this one out. I'm just gonna get it out of the bottle. And I'm going to make that my band color. And I don't know that I'm going to make it any fancier than this. We'll see what I want to do later. It has a flower and a bird and everything on there. I'm probably not going to do a bird. I might do a flower, but that will have to really dry before I do the flower. If I even do the flower. Because I don't have a lot of space here. This color's doing pretty well here because of, kind of blends with the background. There's that one. Oh, it's cute. Now, doesn't he look like a fall, November pumpkin? Instead of the jack-o'-lanterns with a witch hat, he's got kind of a funky looking little scarecrow hat. Oh, so I was going to show you when we did the church craft. We did a couple of crafts. One where you take a roll of toilet paper. That can be a way to hide your toilet paper if we have a toilet paper scarcity again. Take a roll of toilet paper and just loosely wrap it in any old scrap of material that you like. Tuck it around it. You want to loosen some of the toilet paper to give it some bulk. Wrap it back around so the toilet paper is kind of all like unroll a bunch of it and then kind of loosely roll it back up so it makes a fatter pumpkin. And then you tuck it all into the middle and you stick a stick from your yard in it and put some ribbon on it. I'll show it to you. And it just makes this cute little pumpkin. This is the one I did at church. Now you can glue it. You don't have to glue it. Mine's not glued. It's just stuck in there. So you tuck it all around in there and you have just this cute little pumpkin. I love that little plaid. It's cute for fall. The one I really like the best. Oh, I forgot we did this one too. I'll show you the one I like the best last. But we made these little jars. You just get some mason jars. Mason jars are so good. Random pieces of ribbon. This is burlap ribbon. This is just yarn. This is a piece of glittery ribbon. It's all hot glued on here. Piece of twine. I did this at the top. That's a piece of material and some more twine. And you can just make you this neat little jar. So you can put a candle in the jar. You can put beans in the jar. You can put candy in the jar. You can put anything you want in the jar. I have nothing in the jar. It's just a cute little jar that looks like a fall jar now. So that was number 2 craft that we did. And this was the 3rd one. So we had all of these. These probably came, I don't know if they got these at the Dollar Tree, but they may have. But it's just a craft. It's a pumpkin. And I'll put my name on the back. I like to name and date things. So it's just this plain pumpkin. I could paint this side too, but I didn't. And I painted the other side, and I just picked how I did it, and that's what I did. And I was like, oh, I kind of really like it. See, there's my stem. Looks like a kind of muddy, dirty-looking old stem, which I did that on purpose. And then, you can tie ribbon around it. You don't have to do the ribbon. But I made all the lines, because he doesn't have lines. You just have to make it up. So I made all my lines, kind of blurred them a little, and made this nifty little pumpkin. And I thought that was so fun. I really had a lot of good times doing that. So I'm like, okay, I want to do some more. So I started watching this woman on Facebook do this. Olivia's Romantic Home, I think is the name of her website, if you want to go check it out. And she's prolific. She's a prolific crafter. I mean, she must spend hours and hours and hours a day doing this. But she gets most of her stuff from the Dollar Tree like this and repurposes it. So this was from the Dollar Tree for Halloween. And you see the other side, it's jack-o'-lanterns with a little witch's hat. And the back of it, though, is blank. So and this is what she did, although she said you could make this into a snowman for Christmas. Give it a black hat. It's an oddly shaped hat for a snowman, but it would work. Give it a black hat and paint it white and make it a snowman. So that's one of the things she did. And the other thing is you could make it into a Thanksgiving decoration rather than Halloween. And that's what I'm trying to work on now, is making it look like a Thanksgiving stack of pumpkins rather than jack-o'-lanterns. And it's still a little wet. You can see it still has a little bit of wet paint in there. But I'm going to try to mimic these lines on this side. See how it has lines? Although I'm not going to make mine yellow. I'm not going to make them light like this. But see how it just has like 4 lines? Each one has 4 lines to make it look like a pumpkin. So I'm going to do it in brown, though, rather than yellow. And I didn't put the buckle on the hat because that looks more like a witch's hat rather than a scarecrow. So I'm going to try to do those lines. I'm going to do that in brown with my brown. It's called Brown Oxide Paint. And that's from Walmart. Let me get a brush. I think I'll work with that. I just bought some assorted brushes here. I figure out which one I want to try. Or if I want to use this real tiny one, maybe I'll try the tiny one. Let's try the tiny one. So I'm just going to try that brush there. And I'm going to, and I don't have to put faces on this one because it's going to be pumpkins, not jack-o'-lanterns. So it's a whole lot easier. Oh, not easier. So let's put, so you want it to curve toward the center. And they are pretty wide on the other side, so. Now mine are not going to be as perfect as theirs because they like press printed it on. And I am using a brush. So mine's going to be a little more uneven, but I don't care. It's a rustic look. If it wasn't before, it is now. Just curve it slightly toward the center. That's what a lot of people, when they do pumpkins, that sometimes they do it all the same way or they do it the opposite way, but you want them curved into the center. Okay, so then this one over here will curve the other way. Since I have the fan on, it's fighting against me a little bit, but I want it to dry that. I want it to dry it quickly. Now I'm probably not lining it up perfectly with the bumps on the pumpkin, but that's okay. Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, so then you just do it on the same on the others. I really want to rest my hand on here, but it's not 100% dry. So I kind of don't want to mess that up. So I'm trying to do it without resting my hand on it. If you can rest your hand down, it's easier to do it straight. Even though this isn't a straight line, it's a crooked line. Oh, come on. Too much. There we go. 1, 2. That one might be a little too curved, but it's okay. What I like it is it doesn't have to be too perfect. Let's just make it go on down. There we go. Then this way. That's actually pretty wet paint over there. I have a thicker layer over there. So even if you aren't really all that good at art, I think you can do this. Go get you a shape at the Dollar Tree. I like this because it's got two purposes. Now the one that I painted before, that I did at church, that I just showed you, I could paint the back of that too actually and make that one a jack-o'-lantern. I just didn't do it. Okay, there's that. Now let's do the top. We'll start with the middle one first. This time. There. You know, the lines on a pumpkin aren't really even or perfect, so it's not like you really have to be that good. I love stuff that's just sort of like, you know, express your artistic side. If you don't feel very artistic, well, that's okay. Just do something simple. Like this. And I might not do a second coat on these. I think I might leave them kind of a little more on the sheer side because I think it looks better. And that was wet paint I went through right there too. Still got a glop over here that's not dry. Alright, so there's my pumpkins. That's not bad. Okay, so let's flip this around again. I can actually touch it a little bit now. Look, isn't it cute? I'm too close to you, aren't I? And it's dark over there. We'll get it in a minute. Okay, so let's put it back here and go back to our hat. So I'm going to do first I'm going to do another coat of the red. Since I did 2 coats of everything else, I want to go ahead and do another coat of the red too. For the ribbon. Give it a nice, good coat for the ribbon. There we go. There's my ribbon. Let that dry. So now I'm going to make some of these little hashtags. That's what I call. That's what you call them now. Those little hash marks. They're like in that straw hat. See the little hash marks in it? It makes it look kind of like straw. All right. So let's take one of these skinny brushes. like that one, and use my brown paint here. And let's see, it has, and you can just do these randomly. You don't even have to do them exactly like some pattern, but let's see what we get. So it has on the bottom part like that. It's hard to get the paint to stay on here. To me, this is what makes it cute, is the little details. And this is pretty easy because it's just lines. It's not, you know, I'm not drawing a face or something here that I can't do. That. And then it has like one going up here. And one going up here. And another one like there. Try not to make it look like tic-tac-toe. Then we have some more on the bottom, like it has a long line on this side. It is nice to have a pattern to follow, but you don't have to. You know, I think if you did this for a while and got good at it, you could really do your own thing without having to look at a picture. But for me, I kind of like to have a pattern to start with. That's a big glop right there. I don't want to do the big glop. I think I needed the big glop. So I gotta go do my laundry today. And this is a lot more fun than doing laundry. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do laundry after. I'm gonna have me a little fun first. Then we'll do laundry. I'm gonna make that one a little longer. The good thing about laundry is once you get it in, the machine does most of the work. Laundry isn't that hard. Okay, so then you're gonna do, it has a couple of lines like that. And then it has another little thing here. Oh yeah, this really is going to make the straw hat doing this. Now this one kind of does look like tic-tac-toe. That's what they have. Not too bad, it doesn't. Okay, so then, oh, isn't that cute? Let me see what it looks like on the camera. Oh yeah, really cute. Then I'm going to do, they have some up on the side too, so like here. I'm up on the side is not really what I meant. Up on the top. Okay, so then it has like 3 through that one. I have a bunch of paint on the top of this brush and I want it on the tip. So you have like 1, 2, I go back there with some more paint. 3. Now that's all they have on this hat, but this is a different shaped hat than what's in this picture. So I'm going to do some more over here because it needs something over here. So we'll do another one over here. Because the way this flops over like that, my little picture doesn't have that at all. But it's just kind of more of the same thing, so I think we can wing it. Then I think I'm going to be done pretty much for now. Oh, I like that. Isn't he cute? I think I might want to do a little tiny one, like here. Yep, this needs a little touch right there. All right, now that looks like a scarecrow hat to me. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I think we're pretty well done. It was pretty easy. Now I'm trying to decide if I want, let's look at the back of this again. Trying to decide if I want to try to outline it. I don't know that I do. I was thinking I would outline it in brown, but I think I like it like this. Even the hat, I was thinking I needed to outline it in brown, but I don't know that I need to do that. Might look better if I did, though. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's move this so you can see the whole thing. There. I can't get it all on camera. There you go. If I move my paint, let's move my paint out of the way. Then I can get, I'm trying to get it all on here. I move this instead. There. There is my little, okay, here's the one side. This is what I got at the Dollar Tree. The jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. But Halloween is over and I like pumpkins for Thanksgiving time in November. But I don't want jack-o'-lanterns anymore because that's only for October. So now that it's November, I flipped it over and made it just pumpkins with a hat for a scarecrow. Cute. Now I did different color lines than they did. They're a little different, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. So I think I'm going to be done. I could go back and paint a flower, but it would need to be pretty dry. Well, it does feel pretty dry. I wonder if I should try to paint a flower. Should I try to paint a flower on the hat? Like, let's see. See, like he has a little flower. It is kind of cute. I think I might do the flower. I can't resist it. I want the flower. All right, so, but the flower, let's take my barn red. I say I need like some white. Let's see if I have something over here. I do have some. This is some I already had. This paint. This is a, oh, it's an ivory. It's a little old too. Let's shake it up. Maybe if I mix that with my barn red, I can it'll sort of be a pink though. What if I did the, should I do pink or mix it with the orange? If I mix it with the orange, it'll be like a pale, peach. Let's see what that looks like. Because maybe that would look good. Because it'd still be kind of the same color theme. I could also mix it with the yellow, make a pale yellow. Or I could have a white flower. Alright, let's get another brush here. And mix my paint. Let's see what that looks like mixed with the orange here. Let's mix some yellow with it. That's in my way. It'd be kind of a peach flower. Alright, let's try that. It's not going to be as an elaborate of a flower as that is on the picture. Just going to be like a 5-petal flower. I think I can rest my hand on this now. That's kind of cute. That's not bad. So then, I kind of went down with that stem. I didn't mean to do that. Let's put a little bit more. Hey, Godiva cat. My little black cat's walking in here. What you doing, Nosy? Hmm? What you doing? You prowling? Meow. Huh? You prowling? Meow. Oh, she actually meowed back at me. Meow. Meow. Want to see the Miss Kitty? There's the Miss Kitty. Where you going, Diva? Diva. Scratching her face. Say meow. Meow. What are you doing? Hi, pretty kitty. Look at those gold eyes. Hey, pretty kitty. What you doing, baby? Meow. Can you say meow? You already had your treats today. She's probably asking for treats. You already had it, girl. Mm-hmm. You already had your snackies. She goes, I don't care. I'll take more. They're just like dogs. They want treats. I'm like, oh, we'll wolf that down. Boy, they love their treats, too. Ooh. They are some treat-loving kitties. My other cat, I don't know where she's at. She's probably in there laying down. She's a tabby cat. They are sisters from the same litter. They're actually feral rescue cats, so they were out in the wild. And a friend of mine at work found them. There's a whole bunch more of them, too. She found them, and she managed to trap all of them and get them all fixed. Thank goodness. But I took a couple of them. When I first got them, they were so scared. Oh, man, were they scared. But they're not anymore. I've had them, what have I had them? About a year and a half. Year and a half? Well, a little over a year. I think I've had them a year. I think. Is that right when I got them a year ago? Because they're about 2.5. I think it was 2 years ago. I think I've had them a couple years, actually. Took them a while to adjust, but they are super happy now. Okay, so I'm letting that dry a little bit. And I think I'm going to go back with this ivory and a brush. I'm also going to take a little bit of that Barn Red that I have here, and I'm going to sort of put a few little dark streaks in it. Because it's kind of a boring looking flower color, actually. So I'm going to put a few little... Let's give it a little interest, shall we? Get a more interesting flower. A really boring flower. Kind of a beige flower. Don't want a boring beige flower. So I'm just putting a little few streaks in there. All kind of blurry. Then I'm going to take a little ivory paint here. And I'm going to paint a few little like streaks around the outside too. Lighten it up a little. Because I don't want it too close to the color of the other stuff, and it kind of is. Kind of is. So let's put this ivory. And a little bit on the outside. Oh, it's kind of pretty. It's going to kind of look like a tropical flower. Tropical fall flower. You know, the longer I drag this out, keep painting it, the longer I don't have to go do laundry. And the longer you don't have to go do laundry either. You know, I really don't hate doing laundry though. It's a nuisance folding it and putting it up. But I really don't hate laundry because the machine does most of the work. Stick it in, you're done. Kind of actually like laundry. I don't like ironing, so I don't do much of it. But here I am, far away from the news, having a nice relaxing time painting. kind of cute, that flower. Okay, let's get some of this paint off. So I'm kind of blurring it a little. It's probably not like really any real painting technique or anything. If you went to a painting class, you could probably do this a lot better. And I have not been to a painting class, so I'm just winging it here. This is your basic home painter with no experience. That's what most of us are though, right? Okay, so there's that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take my brown oxide. I think I've used almost every brush in that package. Take my brown oxide. I'm going to make the center. I'm going to make the center brown. So we will draw us a little circle in the center and make it brown. There. Ah, I like that. Okay, here's my little flower. Different, huh? What kind of flower is that? It's a new kind. I have no idea. It's a non-existent kind. That's what kind. I'm going to take this brush that I had that peach on. I'm going to put a little bit more of the peach back in here. Might have over-whited it a little. Just keep adding enough layers, and it'll have a whole thick layer of paint here in a minute. Let's see how that looks now. Oh, that's not bad. There we are, my little fall day craft. And now I can hang this on my wall, and it won't be Halloween anymore. It's Thanksgiving! Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you for watching. Get you something from the Dollar Tree and paint it, and go watch Olivia's Romantic Home on Facebook. She has a Facebook page. She is a prolific crafter. She uses almost everything from the Dollar Tree, like this is, and she repurposes it and paints it and does all kind of stuff. She glams it all up. It's so interesting. It's where I got my idea. So go watch her, and I will see you later when I come back to cook. I'm going to make chili, and I'm going to make some coleslaw. And then tomorrow I'm going to cook lemon pudding cake. But today will be the chili and the coleslaw. And the chili is my grandfather's recipe that they used to have a little diner. They called it the Root Beer Stand. They had hamburgers and chili and hot dogs and milkshakes. And it was in the 60s, probably the 50s and 60s, but definitely in the 60s when I was little. It was called the Breezeway on Palm Beach Boulevard if you're local. That was my grandparents that owned that, and he had his own chili recipe, and I have the recipe. And I am going to make it later tonight. And I'll see you then. Bye.